reason. And Republican Senator Marco Rubio, in a letter to President Biden, says actions by General Milley demonstrate a clear lack of sound judgment, and I urge you to dismiss him immediately.
New data from Pfizer makes the case for vaccine boosters.
Found inside the store with no idea where her child was. Officers say she appeared to be impaired or on drugs or medication. Michael Kelly, ONN News.
And I'm Dave James on the Ohio News Network.
Live and local conversation for the Ohio Valley continues shortly here on the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
Update your tool cabinet with 11% off everything at Menards. Masterforce has a large selection of power tool accessories with over 500 accessories in stock. From drill bits and hole saws to blades and sandpaper. Get the job done with 11% off all Masterforce power tool accessories. Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Good through September 18th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Introducing our new redesigned 7 News app. Our new app features a sleek, modern design, an easy-to-navigate home screen with quick access to local news content, and a localized weather forecast. Subscribing to notifications is easier, and with one tap, you have access to recent push notifications. There are more ways to watch and find video. To get the new WTRF 7 News app, just update the latest version or download the WTRF 7 News app in your Apple or Google Play Store by searching WTRF.
Hey man, what can I get you?
Yeah, can I have 2 Coors Lights?
You got it. Hey Mike! I need 2 Coors Lights!
Sure thing. With a taste as cold as the Rockies, only Coors Light gives you refreshment every time. Here you go.
Thanks, Mike. Doing a great job. All right, 2 ice-cold Coors Lights.
That's the coldest beer I've ever had.
Hey, they don't call it the world's most refreshing beer for nothing.
Okay, be honest with me. Do you really have the Rocky Mountains in your beer cooler?
You don't believe it? Check it out.
Man, that's pretty amazing.
I know, right? I can't believe it myself sometimes. I mean, this cooler is only 3 feet wide.
Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Are you traveling? Working a little bit too much? Is your fur baby starting to get a little shaggy? Let Dirty Paws be your one-stop shop for all of your pet care needs. Stop in and see us at 202 18th Street or give us a call at 304-639-7754 to schedule your appointments for dog grooming, doggy daycare, and dog boarding today.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster, with a look at your local weather forecast for your Thursday. Mix of sun and clouds with a daytime high near 79. Mainly clear overnight with a low of 62 degrees. You'll see clouds and sunshine for your Friday with highs in the low 80s. Have a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Launch Control, this is Houston. We are go for launch.
You're early.
Roger that.
It's Thursday.
Why even call it Thursday? Problem? We have pizza on Thursday.
Places, please. Quiet down.
Here is a complete disc jockey show with all the modern pace of today's exciting radio.
Good morning. Let's get started.
Seriously.
Let's go.
It's showtime.
Live and local in the Ohio Valley. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
$60 degrees at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport. Partly cloudy there. 62 degrees, partly cloudy here at my home studios in the Elm Grove section of Wheeling. 62 at the Robinson Auto Group Studios, downtown Wheeling, in the heart of the Ohio Valley. It is going to be kind of a mixture in sun and clouds, probably more cloudy and gray during the day, but the sun will beam through from time to time as we go throughout the day today. Going to have a daytime high around 78 degrees. 7:10 in the morning here as we get things up and running. My coffee is tasting. I wonder if we cleaned the coffee pot or something this week, because the coffee has been unusually good all week long. I'm very, very enjoying it. In fact, I'm almost done with that first cup, and I'm on the air for like 30 seconds. Biffy, do you still keep that little bottle of Fireball in your drawer just in case you need need a little sustenance sometimes during the day?
Of course, why not?
Well, I have good news. I don't know. I think this is good news for you. You don't have to rely on that bottle of Fireball anymore.
Okay.
Fireball is now going to be available in a keg.
Yeah.
The keg, listen, changes my whole game plan for your Christmas gift, pal. But Fireball is now releasing a keg that contains over 115 shots per keg. 3 different spouts on the keg. I guess that's so 3 of us can get our Fireball at the same time, you and I and Bill or something. Fireball is coming out in a keg form right now. They're calling it, pretty cleverly, calling it the Fire Keg. It'll be available at stores all around America. 5.25 liter vessel featuring 3 spouts you can use to pour 115 shots or more, depending on or less, I guess, depending on how heavy you like to pour the shot. So now, and you know what? When I'm thinking about it, it's really not that expensive. I mean, it's expensive. $75 a keg. Well, when you think about a bottle of Fireball, how many shots do you get out of a bottle, do you think, Biff? I know you sometimes just start to swig it or use a straw, because usually if you go to the Fireball, it's because you need it. I understand that. But how many shots do you think you can get out of a bottle of Fireball?
I don't know. It depends on how much you, like you said, how much you put in a shot glass.
I'd have no idea. I wouldn't even begin to guess.
I couldn't because, again, do you fill if it's a shot, do you fill the shot glass all the way to the top, or do you fill it, only halfway or so? I really don't know. I mean, I
don't either.
Well, how many? Well, let's do it this way. Does it say how many? I guess ounces or whatever is in a bottle? Because if it does, divide it.
No, the story here doesn't. That's you're going to force me to go looking into this. How much is in a bottle of Fireball compared? Because $75. Don't get me wrong. It's like I don't carry $75 in my pocket, but it strikes me for a keg of Fireball, $75 is not bad for a keg, right?
No, I mean I don't know what the going price of a keg of beer is now, but
it's terrible. I shouldn't know this sort of stuff. I don't. I was thinking the same thing. What's a keg of beer cost? If any of you know, will you text me? What's a keg of beer cost right now? 304-214-1600. 304-214-1600. If I want to buy a keg of beer, just to have around the station for the Watchdog Morning Show.
Yeah,
just for those occasions when we need it.
Any students at Morgantown listening, send us a text.
Yeah, that's right. Somebody out there's got to know. In fact, a lot of you all know, I'm sure, what does a keg cost these days? But I don't know, just $75 for a keg of Fireball, because Fireball's, it's not a cheap whiskey. It's, a bottle of it's, so that doesn't strike me as too bad. Can you imagine? Can you imagine having a party with kegs of Fireball around, though, Biff?
Oh, what could go wrong there?
Exactly. I mean, just what? God help us, what kind of trouble could anybody and everybody get into? Yes, come into our party. Come in. Over here we have the beer kegs. There's red Solo cups there. And over here we have 3 kegs of Fireball.
Okay. Just a single shot of Fireball is 30 milliliters.
Okay.
So that's
and the fire keg is 5.25 liters. I still have to do I can't do the math in my head that fast. At any rate, I don't carry the money in my pocket, $75, but I don't think it's that bad. Could change my whole. Bibby, you've gotten kind of used to it over the years. I always get a little bit nervous, when when you might go for the Fireball, because it usually means it's not just that you are drinking the Fireball, but you're drinking the Fireball with the usually with anger in your heart. That's what usually sends you to the Fireball.
Yeah.
The other Fireball drinker we have at the radio station is Bill DeFabio. And God help us if Bill got his hands on a keg.
No. Could you imagine oh my, that would not be pretty.
Anyway, it literally just crossed my desk before I went to sleep last night, just doing that last little bit of, checking out on things, skimming the internet and so on. And it popped up there, Fireball releasing a keg of beer. 115 shots in a keg, $75. So if you're interested, they say they're going to be doing it nationwide. So the fire keg will be available.
I guess your standard bottle, which is, 750 milliliters, is in a standard bottle, which is a fifth, is 16 shots.
Now we're getting somewhere. So it's 10 times, approximately 10 times that. Well, not 16, so it's 16 shots in a bottle, 115 in a keg. I still don't think for $75, I don't think it's that big a deal. We'll wait till Christmas time and find out.
Seems like a good deal, but who knows?
You have room there in the corner of your office someplace?
Well, I can make room. You can always make room.
Sure
you can always make. Yeah.
I could just picture that in your office, Biffy, with your maybe a central baseball cap sitting on top of it.
I mean,
I could see it now.
Well, and you won't have to worry about making any messes because the rate we're going, I mean, there seems to be no hurry, so you wouldn't have to worry about the flooring getting damaged.
Because we don't have any flooring.
Right, so I mean, it's why not?
It's a point well taken, sir. A point very well taken. 7:18, 18 after the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. What's up today? Heavy rains meant flooding in parts of Marshall County in particular yesterday. Take a quick look at that. Huntington has ended their B&O tax on retail and restaurant sales. All done. No restaurant, retail, B&O tax in Huntington. We're going to talk to Mayor Glenn Elliott about whether or not that's a move Wheeling might want to consider. They've toyed with, exemptions and suspensions and trying to help out businesses a bit. B&O tax is one that everybody complains about. It was not a complete elimination in Huntington. It was only retail and restaurant sales. But the mayor says they actually made more money in increased sales tax than they did in reduced B&O tax. So we'll talk to Mayor Elliott about whether or not that makes any sense for Wheeling or not. Working on your health and wellness can seem to be like a full-time job. That, of course, would be for those of you who do work on your health and wellness. But there are always things that get in the way. There are always health interruptions, if you will. There is a new podcast out called Health Interrupted. It offers stories of people who have worked through interruptions in their efforts to get well. And this week on that podcast, their guest is an old friend of our show, Biffy, Dreama Denver, wife of the late Bob Denver, Gilligan of Gilligan's Island. I love talking to Dreama. She is just a ton of fun. And she's a guest on this new podcast. So she's going to be with us. Dreama is. So are the hosts of the podcast to talk about this. In COVID, excuse me, one Ohio County school has sent part of its school to remote learning starting today. About 30% of all COVID cases nationwide are now children. West Virginia, again, hitting record numbers. Wheeling Soup Kitchen now requiring vaccinations before you're allowed to eat inside in the dining room. The daily COVID update is coming up actually in just a minute or two. Plus, this year's Toy Hall of Fame finalists and a new study that surprisingly, stunningly says we only hear what we want to hear. Who would have ever thought that? I got all of this coming up for you. Maybe you have something coming up for me. If you do, text me, 304-214-1600, 304-214-1600. The Watchdog Radio Network text line is available. So is the CityNet hotline, 304-232-8255. So grab yourself a cup of coffee. I've got mine in the official Watchdog Morning Show coffee mug. hold it one more. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Time for a refill. Grab yourself a cup of coffee or whatever you're drinking this morning. Settle in. The conversational ride is about to begin. We'll go top of the morning for you, including our COVID update coming up next. 7:21 and 62 degrees here at the home studios.
The variety show would build a
Come back with top of the morning, Biff. Thank you.
Ohio's educators are dedicated to every student's success.
Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the watchdog trusts.
Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to Jim Robinson at the Highlands, home of lifetime powertrain protection. Now, during the Jim Robinson Ford Lincoln Toyota Pre-Owned Super Sale, select from over 80 vehicles in stock starting under $5,000. Most are local trades, many with one owner. Hurry to Jim Robinson at the Highlands, home of lifetime powertrain protection.
Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 want to thank the owners and contractors of the Ohio Valley for using their locally trained workers to help build for the future. Local 83 helps design, fabricate, and build the gas infrastructure for the oil and gas industry here in the Ohio Valley. Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 is 300 members strong and growing. They also do residential, commercial, and industrial work on both sides of the river. For more information, call Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 at 304-233-4445.
Toyotas are known for savings and reliability you can count on. So check out a gas model RAV4, a spacious Highlander, or even an all-wheel drive hybrid Venza, all with $500 cash back. Visit buyatoyota.com for more great deals. You can take cash back or apply toward down payment. Offers may vary for hybrid models. See your dealer for details. Offers end October 4th. Toyota. Let's go places.
Friday nights in the fall are reserved for high school football, and the 20-year tradition continues on Metro News. It's Summit Community Bank High School Game Night with Fred Persinger and Dave Jecklin.
Celebrating 20 years of bringing you up-to-the-minute scores, conference standings, player and coach interviews, and more.
Tune in all season long to follow your favorite school. Friday nights from 9:30 to midnight. Summit Community Bank High School Game Night on this Metro News station.
Top of the morning to you. These are the big stories making news and conversation today on the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
$7:25. Pardon me. Already on the second cup of coffee this morning. It's decaf, so it's not going to make me go ooh like that, but it's tasting so good today. 7:25. 25 after the hour, 60 at the airport, 62 here at the home studio and at the Robinson Auto Group Studios, downtown Wheeling in the heart of the Ohio Valley. Biff, did you get a lot of rain yesterday afternoon? I mean, much rain?
No, I think about 3 o'clock when that heavy band moved through, but by looking at it, it looks like we just missed it. I know down in Shady Side over in Ohio, and I think even in McMecken and just a little bit south of us, I think they got the heavier stuff that I think they said we might get, but I think we got lucky and dodged the heavier stuff. But once that one moved through, it, like I said, about 3 or a little after, that was it.
Yeah, I was, when we went out to pick up Teddy, when I left the house to get in the car, it was a good, steady, soaking rain coming down. I know that because I got soaked. But it wasn't, it wasn't a gully washer. It rained for a while, then it stopped, and it was very cloudy and looked ugly. We went and got some Kirk's ice cream, chocolate butter fudge. Went over to St. Clairsville, had some ice cream. And driving home, again, the sky looked terrible. It was dark and ominous. And I love dark, and my wife was driving. She drives because I'm in the back playing with Teddy. The two kids sit in the back. We play. So I said, she said, well, I think it's going to rain and we better get home. I said, no, let's take our time. I love to ride in the rain. Well, I'm driving. I love to ride in the rain. But it never really, we got a few sprinkles in the windshield, all of which is my lead up to, I was really surprised then when I saw on the Big 7 that especially Marshall County, as you point out, had some really significant rainfall. Tom Hart, the EMA director down there, said they got between 1 to 2 inches of rain in less than an hour. So I guess, as you said, Biffy, we just kind of missed it.
Yeah,
but,
and again,
down south it got a little bit more.
And again, you didn't have to go too far. I think other than McMecken, again, I think Shady Side got it pretty good too. But yeah, we got lucky, and I have to ask Zach when he comes on. But I don't know if it just didn't move enough up here that it missed us somehow, or if the way it moved through. But I'm sure Zach can fill us in later on when he calls.
And looking at some of the notes from the morning intel today, the several roads were covered in Marshall County. If you watch the Big 7, you may have seen one car got swept away into Little Grave Creek and swept downstream. I guess in the beginning they were afraid, oh my Lord, is there somebody in there? There was nobody in the car. I think, at least the last I heard, they just left the car in there. They'll have to get it out eventually, I guess. But Tom Hart says there were several inches of water on the roadways. Big Wheeling Creek had some flooding. Again, if you watch the Big 7, you saw down around McMecken some of the business owners right there on that strip complaining. Don of Don's Mobile Tax Service was saying you could see the video. The water was up to the door of his business. He said, I can't get in my business. So it's always amazing to me, Biffy, how this stuff can be so localized, Yeah,
and again, and it goes to show too, depending on where you live, the amounts of it will vary.
And it's always a function of a lot of rain in a short period of time. Again, according to Tom Hart, 1 to 2 inches of rain in Marshall County in less than an hour. When you get a huge amount in a short period of time, that's when things back up and things become a problem. So, I was surprised to see all of the flooding in Marshall County. They seem to always have a bit more of a problem, though, than. Let me rephrase that. If it is not widespread, sometimes we all have it, but if it's localized, it seems like Marshall County has more flooding problems than the rest of us. Do you get that feeling sometimes?
I do, and I think, I think Marshall County compared to Ohio County has more low-lying areas, and that's why they get flooded more.
Yep, I guess so. Anyway, hope everybody gets dried out in Marshall County. We'll see what we all have to look forward to today. As you mentioned, Zach coming up in about 10 minutes or so, and we'll chat about that. One more story in our top of the morning segment here, just to follow up to something from yesterday. Brad McElhaney and I were talking about the fact that Governor Justice, I just shake my head. The governor of the state has filed a grievance because he wasn't hired as the boys basketball coach at Greenbrier East. That sounds so ridiculous. It just sounds so silly, so stupid to me. The governor has filed a grievance because they didn't make him boys basketball coach. That matter is, just a quick update, the matter of Governor Justice's grievance goes to the special school board meeting the Greenbrier School Board has set for tomorrow. I don't know that they can, unless they would revisit it. I mean, I guess theoretically they could revisit their hiring decision. I can't see anybody changing their mind. It's possible. It was a 3-2 vote against him, so I guess it only takes one person to say, nah, I don't want to go through the grievance process. So the Greenbrier County School Board will meet tomorrow, and among the items on their agenda is discussion once again of whether or not Jim Justice should be the game day coach. I want to stress that, only the game day coach. A point that Governor Justice himself has said, well, I won't be doing the practices. I won't be working with them in the weight rooms. I won't be helping them learn the plays. I just be there on game day in my big chair. He said that. It's not word. I'm not making it up. He's said that. So, but he wants to be basketball coach. I guess, Biffy, he's so wishy-washy on this mandate stuff, mask mandate, vaccine mandate. I will not do that. I don't want to divide us. I wonder if I'm going to leave the decision all up to you. I wonder if that'll be his coaching style. Well, y'all, I don't know what y'all should do. Why don't y'all just figure it out? Because I want to leave the decision making to you. I mean, you think that'll be his coaching style?
I hope not, because if it is, it's going to be a long year at Greenbrier.
It's exactly right. Again, for those of you who think I make this up, the governor said, and I quote, he talked to Metro News, Kerry Hudasak specifically from Metro News, and he said, at my age, I'll have to have great assistant coaches. To be perfectly honest, they'll have to do all the work. I'll just coach the game. What kind of a player wants a coach that only wants to come in on game day? Like I said yesterday, Biff, maybe if it's Jerry West, or somebody, but Jim Justice, come on. I don't care what kind of record he had when he coached it before, or he has with the girls' team or what have you. This is so typical Jim Justice. The idea that he and only he in all of Greenbrier County, and I guess they could go outside of Greenbrier County and bring somebody in all the state, in all the world, there's only one person who can coach that team. It's me. Anyways, I wanted to update you on that. There will be a school board meeting on it tomorrow. Today's Thursday, right? Yeah, tomorrow. There'll be a meeting on it tomorrow. And as always, our friend Brad McElhenney and also Stephen Adams from the Ogden paper will be following it, and we will have updates for you on Metro News throughout the day tomorrow. I guess it's possible. Now I'm thinking out loud, Biff. Two people had voted against him once before, and then this new member of the board added his vote to the no vote, so that was 3-2. I guess it's possible one of the three could change their minds and just give in, just say, oh my God, this isn't worth it. I hope they don't. I hope that the kids get more consideration than that. I hope that the kids don't hear something like, well, it's just not worth it to file the grievance. Of course, the problem with the grievance procedure is the fix is in. The first place the grievance goes in Greenbrier County is to the superintendent. The superintendent has already recommended Governor Justice for the job. The superintendent works for Governor Justice of the Greenbrier. It's all like part of a mob family or something. All right, that's our top of the morning. Got a COVID update coming up after we talk to Zach. We'll do that in a minute or two. But first, we will check some Ohio Valley headlines, and they're here right now from our friends at the Big 7, WTRF TV. It's 7:35.
The WTRF Channel 7 News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Now it's time for you.
We start in Belmont County. Today marks day 2 of the Greg Carter trial. The St. Clairsville man is facing 5 counts of felony rape of children, all allegedly younger than 13. The Belmont County Sheriff's Office first learned of the alleged crimes by a family member close to the victims. The trial continues this morning at 8:30. Staying in Belmont County, Martins Ferry City Schools is hosting their own vaccination clinic today. It's geared towards students 12 years and older who want to get the COVID shot. However, other vaccines required for school will also be administered. A second clinic for students is set to take place on October 7th. Tonight, Youth Services System is celebrating Tom Burgoyne. They're hosting a tribute dinner in his honor. Burgoyne was recently named their 2021 Good Samaritan. He is a former Ohio County Sheriff and FBI agent. Burgoyne also supported the community in other ways, including his work with the Winter Freeze Shelter. We also have new details this morning following allegations against B. Carl. The Sheriff's Office confirms they have received a written report about alleged problems with animal care. Chief Deputy James Zuzak says the report has been filed and an investigation will follow. They may ultimately consult with the prosecutor about the allegations. A spokesman for B. Carl has denied any problems but did admit they're dealing with a large number of animals with limited staff. That was a look at your headlines. Have a great day, everyone.
On Roberto Clemente night at PNC Park, the Pirates down the visiting Cincinnati Reds 5-4. Wilmer Defoe scored the winning run on a ground out with 1 out in the 9th inning. How about that win, Derek Shelton?
To win that game like that was really special, and to win on a day that's really important to, the city of Pittsburgh, the Pirates, the Clemente family, the island of Puerto Rico. It was really cool.
By the way, the Reds are in a huge slump. They have lost 7 of their last 9 games. And how about Pirate reliever Chris Stratton? He pitched a perfect 9th inning, striking out 2 Cincinnati Red hitters. His record is now 6-1. The Reds and the Pirates close out their 3-game series this afternoon at PNC Park. A Steeler note, Ben Roethlisberger spoke to the media Wednesday. He admitted that his elbow feels great.
Yeah, it feels great. It's probably the only part of my body that felt good when I came out of the game, so that's encouraging and positive.
Ben and the 1-0 Steelers will host the 1-0 Raiders Sunday at Heinz Field. Speaking of NFL football, Thursday night football, I don't think I'll watch this one. 0-1 Giants visit 0-1 Washington. I'm Bill DeFabio on sports, and we are the Watchdog.
Toyotas are known for reliability, value, and our large selection of all-wheel drive vehicles for those unexpected weather conditions, like a gas model RAV4, right now with $500 cash back, or a 22 Corolla with $500 cash back, or go with a stylish Camry with up to $1,250 total cash allowance. Visit buyatoyota.com and find a dealer near you. You can take cash back or apply toward down payment. Offers may vary for hybrid models. See your dealer for details. Offers end October 4th. Toyota. Let's go places.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Hey, I'm going to the kitchen. Can I grab you a Coors Light?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Huh. I never knew there was a zip line in my fridge. Hey! Hey, buddy! Yeah! You got 2 Coors Lights up there?
You got it! Always brewed down to 34 degrees. With a taste as cold as the Rockies, only Coors Light gives you refreshment every time.
Here you go. 2 Coors Lights.
Awesome, man. Wow, these are really cold.
That's the only way I deliver it.
Sure. I mean, you being a mountain climber and all.
Yep.
You probably need a pretty warm coat in there, huh?
Yep.
Hey, Ben!
Yeah?
Ask him if he has any nachos.
You got any nachos in there?
No.
Just icy cold Coors Light?
Yep.
That makes sense. It is the Rockies.
Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 want to thank the owners and contractors of the Ohio Valley for using their locally trained workers to help build for the future. Local 83 helps design, fabricate, and build the gas infrastructure for the oil and gas industry here in the Ohio Valley. Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 is 300 members strong and growing. They also do residential, commercial, and industrial work on both sides of the river. For more information, call Plumbers and Steam Fitters Local 83 at 304-233-4445.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Soft teeth run in my family, so I don't need to go to the dentist because it won't help, right?
Actually, your family history does not necessarily determine whether you'll get cavities or develop gum disease. Your own behavior can prevent dental disease. By regularly seeing a dentist and brushing twice a day, flossing once a day, and avoiding tobacco products and sugary foods and drinks, you can put yourself on the right path to having healthy teeth and gums for a lifetime.
To find an Ohio Dental Association member dentist in your area, visit associationsadvanceohio.com. This is Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott DeMauro.
As we face uncertainties over how this new school year will go, we know there are major challenges ahead. Approaches to reopening schools will vary, but the health and safety of students, school staff, and communities must always be the top priority. One thing is certain, whether teaching online or in person, Ohio's educators are dedicated to every student's success.
Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
The Watchdog prides itself in being involved in our community, and we want to hear from you. Does your organization have an event that you would like promoted on the radio? Please send us the details via our website, watchdognetwork.com. Just click on our contact page and fill the information. Live, local, and here for our community. Share your events with the Watchdog.
Hi, it's Tony Caridi, host of the CityNet Statewide Sports Line right here on Metro News. Join the Senator, Brad Howe, Coach Greg Hunter, and myself as we discuss the day's biggest sports stories, talking with coaches, former players, and sports writers from all over the state and across the nation, bringing you the latest from the high schools, colleges, and the pro game. So don't miss the CityNet Statewide Sports Line weeknights at 6:06 here on the Metro News Radio Network and streaming live at wvmetronews.com.
Live and local for the Ohio Valley, the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe continues.
Biff, I feel like I need that fireball keg.
Yeah.
During the break, I was trying to reset my password for something.
Okay. No luck?
That is incorrect. That password does not match the old password. Give me a new password. I made a new password. That password is one of your old passwords. You can't use that password. It's like, please,
Make sure you have a letter, a funny character, and a number, and make sure one of those letters is capitalized and keep it between 8 and 15 characters, and if you do that, you're okay.
Oh, God. I think, but I have to double check. I think right as the music was playing, I think it worked. I think. I have to find out later on. It's my Skype account. I don't use Skype very often, but I'm going to be on Statewide Talk Line today with Hoppy, and he wants to use Skype today. So I haven't used my Skype account for 10 years. I guess the password was outdated. Sorry, I just May need that fireball keg. All right, let's talk about the weather. Zach is here from the Big 7, WTRF TV. Good morning, Zach.
Hey, good morning, Howard. How are you today?
I'm frustrated trying to change my password because they're making me change my password, and then they tell me it's not right, and they tell me I got to do this, and I got to do that. And,
Headache.
I
That's all I'm
understand it's
hearing.
all for security. I know it's security purposes. I understand it. I really do. But, gee, many Christmas, how hard does it have to be?
Right. Yeah. It's 9 times out of 10 too. It's like, really, is it that big of a deal that I don't know? I get upset with it sometimes as well. And it's just like, there's no reason. I'm secure. Why can't I use the same one that I used 2 times ago? Like.
Oh, yeah. No. I tried that. And I said, well, let me just reset my password. Then I put one in, a quote, new one in. You have used that password before. You cannot use it anymore. Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway.
Right.
The rain yesterday, Zach, was really localized, I guess. I mean, we had, there was a nice steady downpour when I went out to pick up Teddy. I got soaked because I didn't have an umbrella. But I didn't see any real gully washers here, but I guess Marshall County got it pretty good.
It really set up right along the northern border of Marshall County, if not the southern tip of Ohio County. I have my radar estimate map up, and right around Sherrard, McMecken, Shady Side, all got hit with upwards of 4 inches of rain within almost a span of hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours, where the aerial flood advisory was issued by the National Weather Service. And again, just one of those things where Mother Nature is like, okay, yeah, it's going to be a fast-moving cold front and kind of see some spotty showers. And here's the crazy thing for you, Howard. Over at the airport, didn't register any rainfall.
Really?
No rainfall. Where down in McMecken, you see all the streets flooded and people in the basement saying, I can't believe this is happening still. And still all the ponding on the roadways and all the rushing water. Very localized, because the portions of northern Ohio, Brooke, Harrison, and Jefferson County didn't see any of it. And then the very localized heavier band moving right along northern Marshall County, if not eastern Monroe and southeastern Belmont, they all just got hit pretty good. And just kind of one of those things that you sit there and scratch your head saying, well, Mother Nature, you got me good today.
We were out and about around the time the heavy rains came to other parts of the area. We were in St. Clairsville, had some ice cream at Kirk's Ice Cream. Oh. And we're just, we're driving home, and the skies to the south were, all the skies were dark, but the skies to the south were that really, really black, horrible looking sky. But again, we didn't, between St. Clairsville and Wheeling, it didn't, I think we got a little bit of, a little bit of rain, and windshield wipers worked for 5 minutes, and then it was done. I was surprised when I saw on Channel 7 how much problems they had just to the south of us.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot more than I was expecting to see. But again, whenever you get those what we call mesoscale bands, or just a band of heavier rain, everything just kind of aligned perfectly. Best way to describe it, to be honest with you.
Did you get that, Biffy? He had to throw one of those terms in. Mesoscale. Okay, all right.
We don't mind.
You're smart, Zach. We know you're smart.
I'm far from smart, I'll tell you that much.
What about today? More rain today, or are we done with that?
For the most part, I think we're going to stay dry. A couple of models have been hinting at some afternoon pop-ups, but I think most of that's actually going to be confined to the eastern panhandle, if not through the central Appalachian Mountains. Just because there's no real mechanism for lift. There's no way for any of the moisture to get into the upper levels of the atmosphere to get you any sort of rain clouds to form. I think we'll stay a bit more cloudy, maybe even filter in a few more rays of sun this afternoon. But I think most of the rain should be well to our east. But again, the stray chance that a shower does develop is possible. But I think for the most part, we'll stay pretty dry. Just the best way to describe today, pretty average. Not so much in regards to temperature, because we'll actually be slightly above, but it'll be an okay day. Partly cloudy, mostly sunny maybe this afternoon. A slight breeze blowing in from the southwest, northeast. I keep getting my directions wrong this morning. I don't know why. It's slightly muggy, but still, all in all, just kind of, it could be better, could be worse sort of a day, you know?
Will it be, you said mostly sunny in the afternoon. I got the sense from reading your forecast this morning, it's really going to be more of a gray day with occasional peaks of sunshine, or is it going to be, are we going to get some nice sunny periods?
Again, it's kind of one of those things where we're starting off the day kind of cloudy, kind of Kirschstunk looking, to be honest with you. I do expect conditions to gradually improve. I actually had to make a couple of adjustments before or after I published that 7-day forecast. So if you were able to read that, you're probably seeing, it's kind of going to be a gray and dreary day. But I actually have to update that now that you're bringing that to my attention. I have to update it just because I expect it to be maybe a bit more sunny, maybe seeing a few more rays of sun, a few more peaks and periods of blue sky, even though it still might look a little hazy since we still have the pretty intense areas of smoke particles in the air. I think Aaron was talking about that on Monday and Tuesday, that we have some pretty heavy pockets of fog. That's why the skies have been so milky and the sunset and sunrises have been so fiery red and orange due to all the Rayleigh scattering of light, or the scattering of the light particles. So kind of cool.
We actually didn't talk about that with Aaron. I heard him talk about it on the TV. I didn't talk about it here on the radio. It always amazes me how that's just an example of how the weather, how things on one side of the country can affect the way you see things on this side. I mean, it's amazing how weather systems can work, I guess, to me.
And plus essentially like what you were saying, how some things on the West Coast can impact you later on, especially just for now you can see, okay, well, here's a prime example of how the upper level winds move. You can see the smoke out west in the wildfires, and then all of a sudden they dip to the south and move up the panhandle. Well, it's like, they had to be traveled and moved by something, and that something was the upper level jet stream. So just kind of an easier way to really see how the upper level winds interact with the surface and how all that brings in different weather makers to our region. So again, pretty cool.
All right, give me a weekend outlook.
Weekend. So it looks like it will be pretty favorable, both Saturday and Sunday, especially if the pool's still out. Howard, I haven't been able to ask you if you had the pool out still, but if you don't, that's okay. It's closed, okay, because we actually could be reverting more so to a summer-like pattern as temperatures get back into the mid-80s for our high temperature. Dew point temperatures will actually be in the uncomfortable, if not downright sticky category, both Saturday and Sunday. A couple showers could pop up in the afternoon hours on Saturday. Should be on the dry trend come Sunday, but still, I think even on Saturday, we should be dry for a good portion of the day. You should be able to plan any sort of outdoor activities early on Saturday, and then again, return to your standard outdoor activities Saturday evening. Just some fast-moving, quick hitters, thanks to an upper-level disturbance on Saturday, but a complete washout is not expected.
And then we start off the week, at least next week, pretty nice, sunny and dry, I guess, right?
Yeah, nice, sunny, dry, but well above average, almost by about 10 degrees above average, and will likely stay that way even as we head into the latter stages of the next work week.
Well, I'm not complaining. I know it's muggier than I would like, but again, as we mentioned yesterday, today, 100 days till Christmas. The countdown begins. When is the official start of fall? That's not far away either, is it? The actual equinox?
Yeah, September 22nd, so 6 days.
Wednesday.
So that's coming.
Wednesday.
What's that, Wednesday? Is that what you said, Biffy?
Yep.
Yep. Time flies. All right, Zach, I appreciate it as always. Good to talk to you, and we will talk to you again tomorrow.
Sounds good, sir. Have a good rest of your day now.
All right, you too. 6 before the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Zach Petty from the Big 7, WTRF TV. We're looking at 60 degrees, partly cloudy at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport. There is some fog beginning to make itself known outside. Partly cloudy with some fog at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport. And we're looking at 62 degrees and mostly cloudy here at the home studios in the Elm Grove section of Wheeling. 62 at the Robinson Auto Group Studios downtown Wheeling in the heart of the Ohio Valley. Biffy, have you got our Athlete of the Week information up there?
Let me see, I can get it here real quick. Let me do this. Let me find. There it is. Yep, I got it. I got it
Well,
right
how about
here.
you tell us about that?
Let's see. Our our athlete of the week this week is Rayshad Pettigrew, wide receiver and defensive back from Bel Air. On offense, Rashad had 1 reception for 30 yards and 1 touchdown. And on defense, he had 5 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 1 touchdown. And that interception was key in Bel Air's 14-7 win over Wheeling Central on Saturday. And congratulations to Rayshad Pettigrew, the athlete of the week.
Be with us every week. We always select an athlete of the week from one of the games around the Upper Ohio Valley. Not always the games that we had. We did not. Oh yeah, we did carry that game, but it's not always the games that we carry. It's whoever the best athlete of the week is that our wide and broad and smart sports team picks. That's Jerry, basically, right? But we pick the Watchdog Athlete of the Week each week. And always congratulations to them. Rayshad Pettigrew is the one this week. A couple of games for you on Friday night here on the Watchdog. Both Central and JM are playing on Friday night.
Yes, and both of those games will be at 7 o'clock. Wheeling Central at home against Shadyside. And John Marshall is home taking on Trimble. And they are from Gloucester, Ohio. For those of you wondering.
Both of those games are 7 o'clock. As always on Fridays, Bill DeFabio's Variety Show will have lots of interviews with coaches and analysts and look at both the high school and college games and just a lot of good weekend preview stuff for you with the Bill DeFabio Variety Show. And then at 3 o'clock, of course, on Fridays, it is always the Quaker Steak and Lube Friday afternoon walkthrough, where the gang all gets together and talk about the games of the past week and the upcoming games of this week. And it's always a lot of fun. They have some agreements and disagreements, and that makes the show worthwhile. So check out the Friday afternoon Quaker Steak and Lube walkthrough from 3 to 5. Games are at 7 o'clock. And then Biffy is going to be off at a wedding. So we have no fifth quarter scoreboard show this week.
No, we will have Metro News and high school game night following Wheeling Central and John Marshall on Friday at 9:30.
Now, do you have to wear your wedding suit to the wedding? Is it a dress up, fancy dancy?
I'll have a tie. I'm going to wear, regular wedding, attire, which should be good enough.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll be dressed up.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
You'll be all wedding ready.
Yeah, I'll be.
You bringing Fireball to you going to bring some Fireball to the reception?
No, I'm not bringing. I'm not bringing anything but the card that I got. That's it.
You're big on cards, Biffy.
No, I did. All
right, so
I got that, and then I'm sure at the reception I'll keep an eye on Shadyside and Central.
You'll be one of those guys kind of keeping an eye on the game while you're at the reception. We should point out Saturday we've got 2 college games for you. WVU is 12 o'clock is our pre. No, 8:30 is the pregame, right? 12 o'clock is kickoff for the Mountaineers.
Yes, pregame at 8:30 for West Virginia, kickoff at noon, and then Ohio State.
Ohio State, go ahead.
Yeah, pregame at 2, kickoff at 3:30 against Tulsa.
And the Browns on Sunday. And ABC is here right now on the Watchdog Morning Show.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
You, says former Marine pilot and...
Biff, we should have Mayor Elliott in this segment. And next hour, Dream of Denver, Kevin Sizemore, you remember Kevin. Kevin called me and set this whole thing up. So I think it's going to be Dreama and one of these podcast people. So we'll have two guests, I think. If they're calling in together or separate, I don't know. Kevin set the whole thing up, so we'll play it by ear. That'll be at 9:10. All righty. I think at this stage I missed my COVID update. I'll do that at 8:40. Okay, unless the mayor doesn't call in which case we'll have to do something else. All right. I don't want Fresca.